Don't worry, Hard. We're probably gonna feed on the ladder games, but it's okay. That's not really the point of today's stream. We're not laddering a ton. We're just gonna play some ladder games. In fact, we're actually gonna start with the ladder games, just so if people want to get a recap, they'll have time to come in. That way, like, I'm not like starting part late. But hello, everyone. We're back. Indy's over, and I hope everyone's been good. Yeah, we're home. I am gonna be just playing a little bit. We'll talk about it like after a couple games and actually start. I guess what will be the meat and potatoes of the stream, which will actually be the recap, and then we'll do the opening later. Unless this is hard, sure. Got it. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. Also, as long as I see nicknames, I know it's going to go well, so hopefully I have all my settings back on. They are taking their time picking their mons, I guess. Oh, okay. He decided to go draft, okay. I don't really fear that we suck a whole lot. Okay, and he's not sure. He's not alright. Honestly, Gator kind of did what it needs to do here. Last year trigger was so no. Oh, let's just go red pill. There's at least everyone to get rid of their son. Also, shouldn't really threaten us a lot. You go for it? Okay. Say this intimidate. Oh, I see John hopping on champions. Okay. That's ridiculous. Yeah, okay. Yeah, then there's up that Abominable was gonna be doing. Hey, we're back at 1600. Gator mirror? Okay. He has other in the back too, I'm assuming. I think I like Sneasler Gator. Ninetales. It feels core. That feels pretty good into this. I'm not gonna Mega this turn. Because he's not clicking Protect the Gold with me. Oh god, we got that input at the last second, Jesus. Also, his chomp is faster, so that means it's Scarf Chomp. Okay, no, he's still faster. Got it. Okay, that. Was just jolly nice. Okay. Why is he just dragon clawing my Corbin over and over? guess the question is he one of those fast gambits, or is he just out of an active speed? Okay, that's gotta be it. Sword sticking like that. Okay. Okay, I like this one. Kind of just looking for power, honestly. This kills us, man. And we don't get this on the side, okay. Sorry, Blair. Again, yeah. We lose this, but here, so my play. So the problem is I can't kill his arrow yet because I have to CC in order to outspeed Chomp. Okay, it doesn't matter. Nope, okay, yeah, doesn't matter. I should have read it. I knew it was Scarlet, I don't know why. I was just like, it's not Jolly Max. It's Jolly Max beat Garchomp, that was why I lost. I've been stupid. We'll do like probably like 2, 3 more before we hop into the recap, I think, just to get some games in. Also, forgive me, I am kind of paying attention to a certain Discord if they say anything, and it looks like they have not as of yet. Okay. Also, technically, I need to swap some stuff on my computer screen around. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay. Okay. Corviknight matches pretty well into this team, ironically. This looks like Raid Boss Arch, so... We go Sneasler, Corv... Gator in the back... Instant doesn't feel good here. Yeah, this is the play. Because he's not on Sinister, so it's like whatever damage we get on this arch, I get to keep. Sable on Blast, okay. I'm not even really big on this. Go protect. Ninetales with good HP. Plus, we're gonna use this thing ourselves, so. How did regionals go for you? We will be talking about that shortly, but it was overall a fun experience. Also, nice shot. But I had a great time overall. Well, the short answer is I had a great time overall, but we'll be talking about that momentarily. Same, I'm glad to hear that. I hope you had a good go run. His Venusaur is really fast then. Okay, if he outsped Gator, he is above 212 then. So that means he's not bulky at all. They're significantly less than say. Maybe actually double edge into the slot. Speed priority should be Alolan Ninetales, Venusaur, or Charmander here. Okay, he's not specially located on that. Alright, okay. Probably Flash Cannon here. Yeah. Hope he's bad at not packing Earth Power. Like some of them aren't, so that's all you think of. Oh. Right, we'll do one more game, just so we can end on a win, and then we'll actually start with the recap part. Let me give Venus my go. I played badly into it. I will acknowledge that. I mean, he played well. I'm not gonna tell you, oh no, he was a shit player, I should have won that, but I could have won that. Speaking of, okay. So we go Incendiator. Sneasler feels really good here, actually. I don't really like Alolan Ninetales. I think we can just go Corviknight here. Yeah, I think that's the play. We'll end on a win and then we'll swap over to the recap, unless it takes too long. Knowing how this is gonna go, he's just gonna fake out my Gator. I hope these aren't gone. If the fakes out Gator, he's gonna CC my Vincent. Fakes out my Vincent. That okay. Alright, let's pick this up. Yeah, I don't like that play. What was that play? Like, was he just holding for the barn? Was that it? do a good bit. It's fun. We can protect here. The scout. Failing. This helps us all in the turn of something, so it's slightly better. Oh, he just swapped targets, okay. Not body press, we need one of these. Faster than the Chomp. Okay, so Chomp's not starting this time, we know that much. With the double speed, I feel is the biggest threat, so... And Sun fades. Our last turn of okay, that doesn't kill. Well, if it kills the Sneasler, that's fine by us. We'll move on for a moment. These are tail. So he's down to his last one, whatever that is. Okay. This is not impossible to win, so what do we have to do here? Gator, double edges, chomp. bodies. Start getting body press stuff on Gambit. That's gonna be 1-for-1 trade. Start over against Shiny Gator. Absolutely not. This is my Gator back from X and Y. And I bred this boy myself. He's my son. Also, hello, Lect. Oh, no, not what I meant to do. And now it just becomes a battle of attrition. This really matters if he has SD or not. He's not Choppable, so he's probably black glasses. Okay, yeah, we win. That's definitely black glasses damage. There we go. All right. Got a couple of ladder games in. Like I said, a little under an hour. I thought that's fine. Collude for game. Yeah, exactly. Collude for game. I'm gonna replay this one. Okay, calm yourself, lad. Calm yourself. It wasn't that impressive of a win. Actually, can we recruit real fast? Let's... Oh, never mind. It's way too long. Okay. Okay, calm yourself. So, I did just play the team, but we'll go over it. I've shown this team a couple times already on stream, so we're not gonna super go into this, but we'll go over the team real quick. So Gator was the star of the show. Basically, the entire focus of the team in the Mega of choice. Liquidation no longer our primary stabs. Aqua Jet is for priority. We went SD over DD just because I really feel like SD with Aqua or DD with Aqua Jet is just not good enough. I feel like you're either missing too much in attack and like the speed with the awkward 78 isn't doing enough. Like if it got 2 more points of speed, I would argue that DD's a lot better, but 78 is just such an awkward base speed stat. So I felt that it really wasn't worth it in the context of this event. But I will say, Gator put in some work. Everyone was really hyped when they found out I was playing Mega Gator. I don't, like, apparently none of my opponents all day saw Mega Gator. I was the only Mega Gator that 8 different people saw. So I felt really cool about that. Which, granted, it shows you that it's not really like that good of a Mega, but it was a fun Mega to play with. Incineroar as our fire support. It's so weird because talking to a lot of people are like, Incineroar is really good or Incineroar is really bad. Like, it kind of had that moment where it was starting to phase out, and then at Indy it was like a top performer at the higher tables. I felt like Incineroar was still really good. There were a couple moments where like, I brought it and was like, dang, I wish I didn't bring Incineroar. But equally, I don't know what else I would have brought. I would not have brought Talonflame. I don't think Talonflame would have been a correct call for this team. If there was any one thing I would change about this, and I'm going to change it after the stream, Snarl sucked, unfortunately. It should have been Throat Chop. I guess technically you could argue maybe Darkest Lariat, but it should have been Snarl. Or Throat Chop, excuse me. Throat Chop would have just done a lot more. I don't really have a ton of spread, but it still would have been better. I still like the Relax stage, though. I probably would still have kept Throat Chop even without Snarl, but, you know, we're kind of there. Yeah, Insane with Choppable was really good. The Bulk does help a lot. It lived a few things I was kind of surprised to see it live. And then Steezler, our eco-terrorist of the team. This thing is just good. It's, in my opinion, one of the best mons of this current format. Dire Claw Cheese happens. Honestly, I brought it a lot. Almost like Actually, I think almost every team I faced had a game, if not every team. Okay, 2 teams didn't have it out of 8 rounds, but one of those 2 teams was also a Milo, and the other one was Perish Trap anyway, so it's not like it would have mattered. So, yeah, I mean, Sneasler was good, Insta was just kind of whatever. But Sneasler came in a good bit too. Honestly, like a very. I honestly didn't click Fake Out a lot. Unironically, I did not click Fake Out a lot, and that's just because I feel like Ghost is really good in this format. And I played a lot of double Ghost, or I shouldn't say a lot, but a fair amount of double Ghost teams. Sinisha, I love this stupid thing. Fran, hello, Ranston. Welcome, welcome. You're joining us for the recap. We're kind of just going over the team and like just so everyone's on the same page of what we played at Indy. Yeah, Sinisha was like, I'm here for recap. Well, I appreciate that. And also we got some goodies to open later. So you're joining them at a good time, I would say. Yeah, this stupid teacup, or matcha cup, or whatever you want to call it. This thing was good. I love Sinistra, and I think that it showed how it didn't even make top 10 for usage, like in terms of like day 1. But when you got the top players, how this thing was just on the chart then. I think Sinistra is a really good Pokemon. I think that it is an unsung hero of this format, and we even saw like a decent amount of teams that were just like Mega Floette with Sinistra for Rigoroth, Mousehole, and it was just Protect the Floette. And arguably, I should have considered that too, I feel. I feel like I didn't go enough in a dirt. Like, I arguably should have swapped Incineroar for Mousehole. I don't think that like, it would have been 100% correct, but because it makes my, what is it? My Perish Trap matchup worse, but it should have been a consideration. I feel like that Insane was arguably a fraud, but it was also, like, it was good and bad. I shouldn't tell that Incineroar was like the worst member of the team. If I felt like I had a worse member of the team, or at least a very polarizing one, it was Ninetales. And it was awkwardly Ninetales throughout a lot of the day. I kept bringing this thing because I'm like, wow, it matches up, like, not perfectly, but decently into some of my opponent's teams. This thing was kind of on Fraud Watch. Like, because it also kept getting paired against the Zards, because, like, spoilers, Zard Balance just kept bringing their Zards in the back half of the time. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I'm used to them doing. But it worked out for them, because I couldn't pressure the Zard out sooner. But, I don't know. Like, when this thing did do work, though, it was very good. Like, I was clicking Freeze Dry more than anything. I rarely actually click Blizzard. It was usually just, like, Freeze Dry. Maybe I get up an Aurora Veil if I can afford it, the time to, but Freeze Dry was the best move. This thing was actually, like, kind of a Basculegion killer. So, it was pretty cool to actually, like, bring this thing when I could. And then, the last minute addition, that was probably the second or third best one. I'd probably say second because it overperformed in my last 3 rounds, was Corviknight. We all remember the stream before where I was very torn between either Corviknight or Pelipper. And how I kept saying, wow, Corviknight feels really good, but it's very polarizing on when it's good or bad. It matched up pretty well into this format, I gotta say. Minus the Zards, there really wasn't anything else that super threatened it. And it threatened a lot of my matchups. It's bad into Perish, which again, Perish is my worst matchup. Why? Like, Zard Balance, I feel, is kind of 50-50. Which, arguably, that's not a good thing to say. Like, I feel like you want, like, if you're gonna play an off-meta team, it needs to have, like... I feel like right now, if you're preparing for a team, like, a format, you want to be preparing for Zard Balance, and you want to be preparing for Perish Trap. I feel like those are the 2 most popular teams at the moment, realistically. And that's all I more or less played. We'll go over the teams, because I did save all 8 rounds of my opponent's teams. But just so, again, I kind of want to just have this up so we can see what we were against. Yeah, overall, the team performed well. My record, for people who are wondering, was 4-4 in total. I lost the first 3 rounds, won round 4, lost round 5, and then pulled the reverse sweep of winning 6 through 8. which I will go ahead and go over those matchups. I do need to just open this little notebook real fast and get ready to swap my monitors real fast. I actually want to get some music going because we're going to be opening Showdown. I want to also make sure the music doesn't like blast you guys. Okay. Just need to wake up after a 5-hour delay. We'll talk about that when we get to round 4. Because for people who may or may not have been watching like the event and such, we got round 4 was certainly a day, or certainly a time. But anyways, let me swap over real fast to here. There we go. Okay. So these were all the teams that I played against. Give me one more second to actually get my music going. And loop, shuffle. But yeah. So round 1, and I said this in a different group chat, that if I put against Parish Trap round 1, I was gonna crash out. Look what I played against round 1. I played against like the weirdest Parish Trap team. Because I will tell you right now, like, half of this team is not standard. Like, you don't see Ninetales or Sinistra on Parish Trap. And Gambit's not like the most uncommon, but it's not terribly common. So I was just like so thrown off by this team. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? So this was actually one of the few rounds I had that went to a game 3, by the way. So game 1, I lead Ensign Gator against his Ensign Gengar. And he clicks Perish, turn 1. And somehow this isn't the game I won. I learned something after this matchup though, but I'll talk about that once we actually really go through it. I'm realizing that his Shadow Ball, he's not like terribly specially attack invested on his Gengar. It's doing like roughly 50% to my Gator, which I believe it should do more if I'm not mistaken, if like he were more specially attack invested. And then CC does like 80% to his Incineroar, so that was telling me his Incineroar like wasn't physically bulky. It also wasn't Choppable, so... Oh, that was after Intimidate, by the way, so like he's just like HP Spadef on his Incin. Or maybe attack, but... Again, that was somehow the game I won. Which is like the only game in this matchup I won. And so he apparently just decided to pivot his strategy, where instead of going for Perish, which I still feel like he could have easily perished me, like he's played it weird in game 1, he switches to Ensign Komodo against my Ensign Ninetales. He goes for turn 1, Protect Parting Shot, and then into his Gengar. And then my Ensign, I learned that my Ensign is faster than his Ensign, because I never really get like a speed comparison in game 1, just to like do the moves that we're both clicking and how he's switching. But it's just a little bit too rough as Komodo. Like, Komodo is a really good mon against my entire team. I don't have much for Komodo, especially since my Alolan Ninetales is not Moonblast. And then in game 3, we go back to a similar lead where he tries Perish one more time with Ensign Gengar, and I make the incorrect read of going Instant Corviknight because I'm expecting him to lead Komodo. But Corv was just completely incorrect. I should have just led Ninetales in that exact scenario. And then it ended up just like being like him getting Perish off, he kills me, and then I lose round 1, win a 1-2. And that's the only like game 3 I play for a couple rounds actually. When is my next game 3? Yeah, I don't play a second game 3 until round 7. For context. So I played a game 3 round 1. This is my next game 3. Like everything else is a 2-0 in one way or the other. So it kind of shows you some things I learned about the team. Then I kind of just figured out about best of 3, which again, that's kind of why we're going over this, right? So round 2, I admit that my opponent in round 2 was very, very good. Probably I would say arguably the best. Actually, you know, I can check the records. Hold on, I have that saved. Because I have how all of my for context, I do have how all of my opponents went. Or no, excuse me. My round 1 opponent did make made it to day 2 as he went 5-2, and that was the best performing record player that I had in my matchup. So he went on to my round 1 opponent went on to day 2, and then my round 2 opponent was actually my second best opponent in the entire day, where he went 4-3. But I think he also dropped relatively early, or dropped after round 7. I don't think he played the last round. So round 2, I lead Instant Gator again, which for context, Instant Gator is generally a very solid lead with this team. So you're going to be hearing me say I led Instant Gator a lot. And then he leads Gambit Glamora, which that is one of the worst leads that I could have dealt with. So he gets a free +1, and then he just double kowtows into my Gator. I can't regain offensive momentum because I don't really have a good answer at that point to his King Gambit. The Glamora just kind of deals with my Ensign, and then he has Basque in the back. There's just nothing I'm doing about that game. Game 2, I try adjusting by leading Sneasler Gator into his Basque Gambit. So it was apparently I didn't write a lot for this matchup. I just wrote it was close, but Glamora and Basque at the end was rough. So I'm assuming that I just didn't have good answers for those. Which I mean, depending on how it's played, because like Basque can be a rough late game sweeper for this team, but without Gator in the back, Basque kind of has a free time with it, just depending on what their choice didn't do. So we get 2 out there. Round 3, I think, was actually my roughest round, as he just leads Gambit and Scovillain. No, he does. Wait, he leads. Okay, hold on. I missed something on my opponent's team because I wrote that he led Sinistcha. No, okay. I did write this wrong because I wrote that he led Sinistcha, but he doesn't even have a Sinistcha on his team. But it was Scovillain, yeah. So basically, Gambit Scovillain proves unbreakable for my team, more or less. Basically, he gets really greedy with his Gambit, and he gets up to +6 in this matchup. So, like, I just can't do anything to his Gambit, and I can't get kills either, as Sneasler just barely keeps missing a few KOs. Like, poison, it left his Scovillain at 5%, and then also eventually it leaves his Gambit at 5% after being burned. So I did learn though his Whims was actually free for my Gator, where he had 0 special attack investment on his Moonblast, so Gator actually was taking so little damage. But Instant was also arguably would have been better because it was doing roughly 70% into his Scovillain. Yeah, he was very greedy on the SDs, and like this is just a very quick loss. Also, in game 2, where I lead Sneasler Corviknight, he overheats me turn 1, and I was like, okay. And then he also Sucker Punch Last Respects my Gator, which apparently that combination at 50 BP just killed me. So I was like, all right. But he was incredibly passive. Like, I think every other move he clicked was Protect, and I just like was thrown off because game 1 he wasn't clicking Protect every other turn. So I was like, all right, this is just throwing me for a loop on like how he's playing this. But he also like I felt like made push. Obviously it worked out for him, but like it felt like he made questionable plays. But he also dropped my round 3 opponent also dropped him for round 4. So so it was at the round 3, round 4 where I think he managed just taking the win and left. I'm not entirely sure when he dropped, but because it doesn't tell me that. Round 4 was my first win of the day, which is the Zard X team, which I admit this team was kind of cool to fight against. I lead Ensign Gator against his Ensign Arrow, but I do learn that his Sableye is physically defensive, and also that his Sinisha, and I didn't know the Strain Sap will heal 100% of his HP off my Sneasler if he uses Strain Sap, which I learned he was on Strain Sap. He also was kind of weird with this team, where both his Sableye and his Sinisha had 0 offensive moves. Like, he wasn't even running Matcha Gotcha on Sinisha, and I didn't know how to feel about that. I'm gonna look at that just a smidge more. And then game 2, I lead Ensign Core versus his Zard Ensign. And again, his Ensign is faster. But I read the party shot, where he tries to just make a swap like into his Sinisha, and I just like nuke the thing, and then he like just quickly forfeits. And with round 4, as I'm sure for people who watch the stream, this was the tech issue round. So to elaborate a little bit on what happened, because I don't know if the stream talked about this or not. Long story short of it, somebody hooked up a device that was not their Nintendo Switch running Champions into the network that we were playing on for Champions. And it fucked everything up. Like, we started round 4 around, like, 12, 15, 12, 20, something like that. I don't remember the exact time. I'm one of the lucky ones who gets my round 4 done before the tech issues get too bad, and again, I have the 2-0. But they eventually make a statement like, hey, if you aren't able to get... Sounds about right? Yeah, okay. So, like, I finished my round 4 about, like, 12:40. And Chandler just knocked a bunch of pages on it. Thanks, Chandler. But they say, hey, if you're not able to finish your set by the time, like, we made this announcement, come back at 1:30, and then we will have players, like, finish, like, their round. Or actually play their round. So I'm like, okay, I have, like, a little under an hour to go do whatever. I thought about maybe running back to my car, get my tumbler, but I'm like, you know, I'm just going to walk around the venue hall, find a bathroom. Which, by the way, the bathroom that was in the venue hall was not working. So I had to just go find a different bathroom, which, again, it really wasn't that bad. I knew I've been in that convention center multiple times. I knew there were some bathrooms that people weren't going to be using. And I was right. Where all the bathrooms in the hall were down until like 2 p.m. Something crazy like that, yeah. I feel like it was... Wasn't it longer? Because I feel like it was after our round, like the VGC round 4. I might be incorrect about that, but it was... They were down for a good chunk of the day, regardless. So, 1:30 hits, and they're like, alright, we're going to try and resume round 4 for those that did not get their round 4s in. So we're like, okay, cool. This will probably, like, take an hour for the round timer. Right? So we're expecting to be done with round 4 about, like, 2:30 at the latest. And plus, again, some people got their games in already, right? So we're not going to be waiting on every single player to play their round 4. That's not what happened. There were still so many tech issues that round 4 did not finish until 3:30 with the last game. And then that's when they diagnosed, hey, like, there was a big cheer, or the bathrooms were open, the bigger cheer stuff for hours later when the other tech issues resolved. Yeah, so, okay. So it might have been like two-ish when they fixed the bathroom. I don't know, like I said, I was running around the hall, so... Yeah, so we did not finish round 4 for VGC Masters until like 3:30. Keep in mind that TCG was like on round 7, like 6 or 7 at this point. So we're just like, oh my god, we're halfway done with our day, and this tournament started at 8:30 in the morning. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, and we have 4 more rounds. There was some legit talk of trying to go back into Scarlet Violet. I think that was more a meme, because that was like everyone just like floating around with the idea. And plus, again, you weren't gonna get people like to actually like Like, with how the mons were, you couldn't get some of these players, like, to actually get their teams with Scarlet Violet. Plus, because of, like, rentals and all, it wouldn't have worked. I know there was meme talk. I don't think, like, that talk was serious at all. I heard, like, I did not hear any judges actually talk about that. I know one of the go-ahead judges was being serious about it. What the hell? Okay, I mean, that wouldn't work, though, because not everyone has Scarlet Violet, so I don't know how you would do that. And plus, again, not everyone's teams were able to be transferred into Scarlet Violet. Like, if it was Scarlet Violet, I wouldn't be able to play. But apparently the issue was just that, like, again, somebody plugged a device that wasn't their Switch into the network, and that fucked everything up. But, like, we were told nothing but them, like, actually going back to Scarlet Violet. Yeah, so they do eventually fix it, though, and then we can resume the rest of the day. Which does lead us into round 5, but we're, at this point, it's like, oh, I'm even like, oh god, do I want to keep playing? I'm 1-3, and we're halfway through the day at this point in time, right? So I'm like, do I really want to play this? But I'm like, you know what, I have a win at this point. Let's see if we can't go 5-3. Like, I just wanted to see if I can go positive. And then round 5 against Parish Trap again, and I am just like, there's no fucking way I'm playing this team twice. Like, why am I playing Parish Trap at 1-3 in round 5? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you here? You should have been the one to quit. But we play the game. And this is another 0-2. Where, again, I lead Instant Gator against a Sableye Gengar. But I between my round 1 and round 5, round 5, because I did talk to some friends about it, where I learned a funny little trick that I just never thought about that helps with this matchup a lot. Where if they lead, like, Gengar plus whatever, you can, like, I can still lead Instant Gator, but I turn 1 swap Gator for Sinistcha. Which, while I'm not getting the Hospitality boost, I am shoving in a Ghost type into that scenario, which that gives me 2 free switches effectively, because Sinistcha can just switch out as it's unaffected by Shadow Tag, Instant can Parting Shot at some point in the 3 turns of the Parish Trap, so then I can just negate the Parish Trap, meaning he's unable to click Parish Trap or Parish Song. So yeah, he Will-O-Wisp into my Gator swap, but he auto-Mega, and then I made a very questionable play where he switches his Gator into Arch, and I'm just like, let's just Trick Room. But he has Sableye up the entire time, and I don't capitalize, like, I don't do anything with the Trick Room. Like, I just did nothing with it the entire time. Because, like, Instant can't out Arch and Rain, which, again, I think his Sableye had Rain Dance, if I remember correctly. And, like, I'm just like, I don't know what I was doing. I played that game once so poorly. I didn't even write leads for game 2, apparently. But I just that he perished turn 1, I struggled with Arch. Apparently I lost Alola Ninetales. Also, he was on Pasho Berry in Sin, which I was so, like... That was a berry I didn't recognize. Which, for context, that is the water weakness berry. So, it actually did mess with my Gator a little bit. And I learned... Especially because, his Gator was Spadaf investment. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, what a call. It's like, yeah, for the Gators out there that I'm gonna run the Pasho Berry. Like, what the hell are you doing with Pasho Berry, my guy? Like, what are you, like, was it for the Pelipers? It had to really be for the Milos and the Pelipers, if I had to guess. Or maybe the Primarinas, if you were afraid of a Primarina, but I was just like, there's no way I'm running into a Pasho Berry in Sin. I think it was also the only Pasho Berry I saw the entire day, if I remember right. Also, his Arch was very physically bulky, so my Sinistcha was getting in work, but I just got 4-0'd. And also, my Snarl was doing like negative damage into his leftovers, so I just lost that game. So now at this point, I'm really just like, I can't even go positive. The best I can do is go neutral, right? do I really want to keep playing this? I think I'm at table 5, like, this is the round I'm at table 500. Like, it's either 5 or 6, I forget which one. One of these 2 rounds I'm at table 500. And I'm just like, this isn't worth playing anymore. But at the same time, it wasn't cheap to get into this event. So I'm just like, whatever, let's just see if I can go positive, or like go neutral, right? And then I stare at my opponent's team round 6 and I'm upset. Because Floette is a monster. And I'm like, what is with Floette being such a good Mega, what is the Floette team doing at this point? So, in game 1, I lead Corviknight Sneasler into his Milotic Talonflame. He protects Talonflame, Skull, and he's just like clicking Skull. Like, that's all this Milo is really just doing. And then I just clicking Body Press into it, as Body Press is actually doing good damage into his Milotic. It's doing like 33%. Also, he has Helping Hand on his Milo. His Milo was really weird. I couldn't quite make out his set. But a Helping Hand Flare Blitz from his Talonflame beats my Corviknight. And then Gator just kind of has, like, the rest of the time. Like, Gator Sneasler just clean up in game 1, right? Like, I don't even need to worry about the rest of this. And then game 2, I lead a little Ninetale Sneasler into the same lead, Milotic Talonflame. He double protects on turn 1 into a Tailwind. Blizzard does 53% damage on split to his Talonflame, so that tells me he's very offensive Talonflame. He's not bulky Talonflame. And then Gator just kind of actually beats Floette, which I'm very surprised about. I think like CC does like 50% to his Milo, and like I'm just able to clutch it out with Corviknight at the very end, as I'm able to just answer the rest of his team. Like his team really didn't do a lot in that game. So did it? Okay. Thought my music stopped for a second. Yeah, that was like that was a 2-0. So, which I felt good again, considering I felt the Floette was on top of being one of the best Megas. It's just rough for my team, but that is also why Corviknight came in. Which also spoilers, Corviknight does a lot in these last few rounds. And then round 7 was the Hisuian Zoroark team, and I just had to be put on a minigame. But it was funny because I knew kind of how he was playing this Hisuian Zoroark. Because in round 6, we were pretty close to each other, and I remember hearing his opponent being like, I know that's Hisuian Zoroark, and I was just like, wait. Like, and like he just like mentioned like what his Zoroark was disguised as. Which he did disguise it differently in this game. I forget what it was in that game, but so I again lead Gator Corviknight into Glamora, and then his Gardevoir, which is actually just a Hisuian Zoroark. I make a turn 1. He Fake Tears into Gem Power, which Fake Tears, for context, lowers Spadef. So I'm like, oh god, he's just gonna KO my Gator. Because I don't know the calc at this point. I don't have like Spadef in my Gator. I only have HP. I don't have like the other bulk stats, which that was admittedly one thing I learned from this event. I should have invested like into actual bulk and not just HP. But it misses what I can only assume to be a roll, because I'm at single-digit HP. And then I learned that my Dire Claw just OHKOs Mega Guard, and then Gator kind of had its way with Glamora, and that there's just not much to it. I brought Sneasler in the back because I'm like, Sneasler feels like good against his team. The only one it feels bad against is like Basque and Zoroark, which also he doesn't bring Zoroark for the rest of the set, but I still have to play the guessing game with it, and I don't know what he's gonna do. He's really obsessed with Gardevoir for some reason against my team. Like, he's really obsessed with Gardevoir against my team, and I didn't understand why. So game 2, I lead Corviknight Gator against his Glim Hydreigon. And then he had Bastion Guard in the back. This is an incorrect lead in my case. His Hydreigon also just kept ignoring my Gator, so that gave me really good intel into game 3. So then game 3, I lead my Corviknight Sneasler versus his Glamora Hydreigon. and then he switches out. His Wave Crash does roughly 50% to my not Mega Gator. So I'm like, all right, that's adamant adaptability. Was pretty quick to show me some double protects, and then Sneasler outsped his Glamora. I lost my Gator to Spiky Shield because I kept trying to, like, just Aqua Jet it, but he was very passive on his Glamora. And then, basically, when it came down to our last four, I had Alola Ninetales and Sneasler against his Hydreigon Gardevoir. I outsped his side of the field even without Tailwind, so it was a pretty quick cleanup for me. And then round 8, which was actually definitely my most intense game. So I kind of want to set the stage a little bit for me going into round 8 real quick, right? So at this point, again, mentally, I'm just like, I'm kind of defeated. I wanted to at least just go, my goal for the day was just to go positive. It would have been awesome to get day 2. I didn't expect day 2, especially with Mini Gator, right? I'm not feeling the hottest, but every opponent, starting from, my round, every opponent I beat, I should say, was like, you know what? This Gator team is really cool. I like what you're doing here. And, everyone just, eventually started cheering me on, right? Even, in between rounds, I would see some of my, the opponents I beat, hey, how'd you do? I hope you're doing well. Go rock it with Mega Gator, yada, 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 yada. And, even, friends on Discord that I was, practicing a lot with were, cheering me on. Especially John, which, again, big thanks to my boy John. John was even, DMing me, being like, hey, mentally checking in on you. How you doing? You got this, buddy. And then I ran into a certain Pokemon content creator that I absolutely have loved their content, right? Joey, aka PokeMMD. And at this point, he's X2, pretty much guaranteed day 2. He has to win, it's round 7, so he has to win one more round. I get a photo with him, yada yada, and I chat with him a little bit. And he's like, hey, how's your event going? And we just, start talking, right? And, he just makes me feel a bit better about it all, where he's like, wait, you're 3-4 at your first event with a team you made yourself. With a very off-pick Mega. And, he's just, being super friendly about it. I appreciate it. I just feel good about the entire thing. And, all the positive energy just kind of, put a smile back on my face. And, he's hyping me up. I want to see you get that 4-4. You're going to do it. You're going to win this next round. And then they call round 8. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? Win or lose, I feel better about this. And I'm against the same team. It's a different player, but same team that I lost to in round 2. So, again, I realized a few things in between, where I don't really like Incin as much in the matchup. And I go Gator Sneasler against his Whimsicott Glamora. Which I'm like, okay, that's not the worst. So he shows me double protect into a low roll earth power. And close combat's just doing good. I learned that his chomp also isn't super bulky chomp. It does, my close combat does 66% into it. And eventually it's just Gator, Alola, Ninetales, touch it up, right? Game 2, I don't know, I felt because I was just judging the read incorrectly. I thought he was going to lead the Zard. But I lead Incin Corv into his Glamora Garchomp. Incin doesn't really do anything the entire game. And unfortunately, when I get stuck in a position of Gator Ninetales versus his Zard, the Heat Wave missed the Gator, which is the one Mon I didn't need it to miss, and it just outgoes my Ninetales, and I can't get momentum back at this point. Game 3, while the deciding factor felt very anticlimactic, right? So I lead Gator Corv into his Glamora Zard. And I am like, oh, this is kind of scary. Especially because I don't have Protect on my Corviknight, right? So he makes an interesting play. And I think it's because he didn't realize that I had Bulk in both of these mods. And again, we haven't really had his Glamora into my Corviknight. And I have Spadef on my Corviknight. So he Power Gems my Corviknight, which does under 50%. which I learned that the other day. Even like just Gloomora in general doesn't do not like zero, but doesn't do a ton to my Corviknight. And then he Solar Beams my Gator, which that does about 60%, give or take, roughly. And knowing that he was just going to Mega Turn 1 in that exact scenario, I don't even bother with Liquidation. I just straight up go for the Double Edge because I know that kills his Zard. And Zard, again, really can't do anything. Because they're not running Dragon Pulse in this format or any like Dragon coverage, so... Like, Solar Beam is the hardest he's hitting me with. So at that point, we trade Megas turn 1. His Zard's down, my Gator's down. And then, now the problem is for him, and he realized this as soon as his Zard was down, he lost his only answer to my Corviknight in that game 3. Because his Whimsicott and King Gambit in the back. His Gambit doesn't carry SD. His Kowtow Cleave does like nothing to my Gator, especially because he's, I think, Chopple on his Gambit. I don't think he's Black Glasses if I remember right. I'm pretty sure it's not Black Glasses. So, effectively, Corviknight 1v3'd the rest of his team. Like, my other 2 months don't really do a whole lot. I think I maybe set up an Auroraville with Ninetales. I forget who I brought for my 3rd. But Corviknight just beats everything at that point. Ironhead just breaks through the rest of it. I'm like, between that and Body Press, like, he has nothing. Like, he was even doubling with his Gloomora and Gambit into my Corviknight, and I could roost off all the damage and then heal a little bit. So he just wasn't winning that. Like, when so there was, like, he had to bank on crits. He had to bank on, like, a Gloomora crit, which he never got on a Power Jump. So that was ultimately the experience. We went 4-4. I went neutral, which I'm like, you know what? I'll take it for my first event. Obviously, it wasn't the record I wanted, but it was an okay enough record for my first event, especially, again, with an off-pick Mega. And then I, again, find Joey, aka PokeMD, one more time before, like, they start, like, announcing, like, placings and all that. And then, I find out he won his match, I won my match, and then dude is just 4-4 for your first event is a lot better than most 2DH. Exactly, which I'm happy with that. Like, I was more so just disappointed, like, I guess because, like, I've played, like, granted, I've only played singles really competitively, so getting a 4-4 record, like, I guess, like, to my pride was bad, but, like, in hindsight, especially, like, with, like, a very, like, I want to say, like, kind of straightforward team, right? Like, this isn't, like, a super meta team. This is a very off-pick Mega. And this is my first time ever, like, seriously playing VGC. I coached a little bit back in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I coached a friend for one event in Sword and Shield. I didn't touch VGC myself in Scarlet Violet at all. Like, I followed the format, like, bit by bit, like, at different intervals. Like, not every regulation was the same for me, but I was overall, and I realized that I was happy with my performance, right? And then, like, even when I go up to, like, Joey again, he's like, the dude just, like, gives me, like, the biggest hug, and he's like, dude, I'm so proud of you. You did it. And I just felt good about it. Like, I didn't even get to see my friends for, like, the second half of the day. So, like, I was just kind of on my own, but I felt good. I honestly, like, it's not, again, not the best record, but for my very first event, I was happy with it overall. I'll take the 4-4. I realized things I could have done better, things I would change about the team. And yeah, that was my very first event as a player. And as a spectator, I will also say the event was also very cool. Minus, obviously, the technical difficulties. But the stages were cool. Like, it felt like a convention almost just for Pokemon. Rather than, I got so scared for the music for a second. I thought this was like a K-pop song. I was like, why did it change playlists? Yeah, overall, it was a fun event. And I guess I can also talk about the goodies and such, like, as a spectator. Hold on, let me swap over to the webcam real fast. Which, yes, we are going to be on hand cam for a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, I am also going to say, big thanks to Grandmaster Games. They're a local TCG store, and I think they also run Melee Locals in Indy, if I remember right. I go to this shop every so often. I just bought one of the notebooks because I forgot to buy a notebook, which you're allowed for context to take notes for your matches. Obviously, that was also a skill I gradually kind of had to learn to do, was to take notes. So, just your game screen. Shout out to the deal. Just exactly. Shout out, support your LGS, right? I go there every so often. Not as much to, like, to play, but like, just pick up cards. I know the owner personally. He's a long-time friend of mine. Back before even Grandmaster was open, like, I knew the owner. Like, before it was in, like, an actual store. Back when it was just, and most of the Japanese TCGs, I think. Most of them, yeah. I know they don't run Vanguard, but they run, like, a lot of the big ones. They run Yu-Gi-Oh! I know they run Pokémon. I think they recently started, like, officially running It was either officially started running Magic or officially started running Pokemon. I forget which. But yeah, they, like, run, like, a bunch of different games. So if you're in Indianapolis, check them out. And they use fair pricing. They use TCG Player to compare for their prices, so... Plus, one other thing that's very nice for TCG players, if you are going to an event that they vend at, you can send them a list, and they will bring the list of, like, everything that they have on your list to you at that event. So, which I don't even know of any other store that does that. So, I've done that, like, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Multiple times. I'm like, hey, I need cards last minute. I would just go and pick up the cards, like, at the event from them. And they would have them, like, set aside for me under my name. Like, not even, like, accidentally something. Just like, alright, here you go, Evan. So, big shout outs to them. Support your LGS. And then pickups. We can talk about this a little bit. So for participating, for people who just want to know what you get, we got this Meowth mat, which I think this is really cool. I actually do like Meowth. I don't talk about, like, I'm not as big of a Meowth fan as Pikamaxi, but I like it. And then we got a stamped Judge promo, which I thought was neat. I don't know if I'm keeping this or not. I might, just because it's my first ever, like, stamped Pokemon promo from an official event. And then we can talk about the other pickups and my bad financial decisions. The other vendor I'm also going to shout out, by the way, is Meta TCG. They had some of the best prices probably at the venue for singles and such. Where basically, they sold me all this for 20. These were like 5s a piece, and like, granted, I just talked about $1. And then they also had the Jacinth I bought, which this card has a funny story about it, and is actually the biggest pity buy I had the entire weekend, and I'm not even kidding about this. So one of the other vendors, for context about this, and again, like, do what you want when you sell cards. I think this is just kind of a dumb move. They had this Jacinth and the first partner illustration Turtwig. The Turtwig goes for $8 for context. The Jacinth is like $5, so this is like a fair deal. So $13 total. I asked the other vendor, hey, I want these two cards. Would you sell them to me for 10 cash instead of 13? Right? I'm asking for $3 off. And the guy just goes, and again, I'm not naming this vendor just because I don't feel like this is like worth calling them out like this. But the vendor just goes, I can't sell to you at 80%, that's too low. I could do 12, but I'm not going to do 10. And I'm just like, you're willing to discount me $1, but not $3. At that point, I just didn't want to deal with them. I was just like, that's so petty. So I literally just bought the Jacinth from the other vendors. And I was just like, I just want this card. Like, I didn't find the Turtwig, but it was fine. I did not care enough at that point. And then one of the other vendors had these two, which I negotiated them down from 7 to 5. And see, it's really not that hard to like go down like $2, people. But I've always wanted this Flygon. I thought the Chandelure was cool, and I thought, I might as well just get 2 cards. And then the things I spent more money on than I should have. So I've mentioned this a couple times on the stream. I don't think I've shown the collection before, but I'm collecting Neo foils, right? I want to complete a Neo Dex of like the original like, foil prints that the cards had. So I only found 1 card. Well, technically 2. I did find 2, but I found 1 foil that I was looking for. which was the Slowking. Also, I'm leaving the price stickers on to show what they were priced at. This is not what I actually paid for these cards. I was able to talk down a little bit on some of these cards. So I got the Slowking, which I was happy about. Again, this is like the only card I actually bought from Grandmaster, admittedly. But I was happy with the Slowking. Again, this brought me down from 14 to 13 holos. And then the other card, which these two cards, for context, were the first two things I like bought actually in the venue hall. I needed this Unknown R. I'm also including all the unknown foils or unknown cards. And I only usually collect in English, but this Unknown R actually is important and historical for people who may not know about the Neo era of Pokemon. For some reason, Unknown R and J are the only two unknowns that were not printed in sets. J was the promo that we got for the home release movie, or home release version of Spell of the Unknown, aka the Entei movie. So why did I pick up a Japanese Unknown R? R never came out in English. The only print that Unknown R had during the Neo era was a Coral print. And it's such an obscure print. And like again, it was an old magazine promo. I have asked multiple friends to hunt this card for me, and I'm not even kidding about that. This card was like impossible to find. I've never seen one in person. I've been hunting this card for literal years, and I didn't want to just buy it online because again, I can't really like validate Japanese cards super well. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, you know what? I'm copping this. And the card I got that with to help discount it a little bit, the actual most expensive purchase I made the entire day, the Mega Feraligatr SIR, which I will show this up with the camera. And again, you can I did not pay $175, but I was annoyed with this because this was a card that spiked in price literally the day before the event. Like on May 29th, the card shot up from 150 to 180. And I was so annoyed. But I figured this is like my current modern chase. It's one of the coolest cards out there. And it was what I ran for the weekend. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna run Mega Gator. And I just wanted to pick this card up. So again, like they gave me a deal by buying both of these together, which I appreciated. So big shout outs to Meta TCG for actually being like, admittedly probably the best vendor, but again, shout out to Grandmaster too. And that was oh right, and I guess the exclusive goodies. I only went one day, but I did also pick up the regional sleeves and a pen. And any amount of plushie vendors on site, I would have grabbed one of them from my team this weekend. I don't really need more Pokemon plushies, but yeah, the plushie selection really wasn't that good, admittedly. The card selection was pretty good, but the plushie one probably stunned Nova and stuff is a ton. Fair. Now I want to eventually do a page where it's like of cards of my team. I couldn't find like the Alolan Ninetales I specifically wanted or the Incineroar. So I was like, you know, I'm not going to finish or the Corviknight. I also couldn't find the Corviknight card I wanted. I found the Seasler and the Sinistcha, but I didn't buy them because, like, spoilers, they actually were also going up this weekend. I was so bad. Yeah, then I picked up, like, these exclusive goodies. I just wanted the pen, and then, like, I thought the sleeves would be cool. I am working on a, Reg G, like, mini block. I also got the regional sleeves too. You're gonna see them on Magic deck and play with them in the Magic regionals. Oh hell yeah! Now I have a the the Feraligatr deck that won a 5,000 man tournament in Japan back in Block G. So I'm gonna sleeve that deck up in these, and then use these sleeves that were originally in that deck in the second place deck, just so because I don't typically keep up with Pokemon TCG. I have a Gator deck that's spoilers. Gator's not good in TCG either, but I thought it was just like a cool pickup, and again, I like playing retro formats in a lot of different games, and again, I just wanted the pen, just kind of as a commemorative kind of deal. And that was basically the pickups that I bought. Where am I shoving all this, actually? You know what? Let me move things around so it makes a little more sense. There we go. And then, a friend of mine in Japan, who went with me to the regionals, got back from Japan pretty recently, and bought me some cards, actually. They got me 2 boxes, actually. I did open one while I was over there because I didn't want to be rude. But off stream, I don't play this game for content. They bought me a box of Nivel Arena, which is the Nikkei TCG. Also, my headphones go. There we go. Yeah, they bought me a box of Nivel Arena, which is the actual Nikkei card game. And to show you guys the hits from that, also he bought me a promo, so, of Diesel, Malwath. And then some of the SR hits, which was Trina, Sin, and Scarlet, like the Scarlet ult. And then I don't know if L is like a special rarity or not, but Leviathan. And then the big hits from that box were the Mast. I think this is like a UR. I don't know this game's rarities. And then I pulled a signed card, actually, of Hell in her bath skin, which I was incredibly excited about to pull this, or to get this from the box. This card's not terribly expensive, but I was like, you know what, it's still really cool. Also, I don't know what my webcam is. Yeah, you can see it a little bit better. The signature, like, right around there. And it's signed by the voice actors, like, in character, by the way. Yeah, that was from that, and then like there's some other miscellaneous goodies he got me, but that's not really the point. Also, I should actually change the category for what we're about to open. Actually, we're gonna do 2 things. We're gonna open these packs, like I said, but we got a box, a Korean box of the Nikkei set for Vice, and then 1 pack of Phantasmal Flames. I think to end off the Pokemon a little bit, we're gonna open the 1 pack of Phantasmal. And then we're gonna open up this Nikkei box. I don't remember what's in Phantasmal, admittedly. I don't get to open a lot of product because, like, spoilers, it's, like, always gone from all the stores by me. Unless I want to drive, like, half an hour. But they started handing out these packs. I'm assuming it's compensation for how long it took. I don't know if my friend plays online, so I'm gonna... not just in case. Like I said, I doubt we're getting anything in these packs, but Charmeleon. Oh, we pulled the Togedemaru! Yo! Oh, that's cool! That's so cute! Wait, I haven't seen this card before! Look at them, chat! Look at the Togedemaru! Oh my god! I haven't seen this card! I kinda like it! Oh, that's sick! Well, jeez, I thought this was gonna be a dud pack. And then here we finally pulls absolute cuteness. Yeah, we pulled, like, we actually pulled a super cute card. Like, I don't even remember what's in Phantasm. Hold on. I hate looking at cards just for value, but... And I'm pretty sure, like, it's Togedemaru, like, it's not gonna be a lot, but... Yeah, okay, it's like a $3 card. That's fine. You know, I'm happy with it just because it's a cute card. Okay, this is the Charizard I said. Got it. That's fine. You know what? I'm happy with the Togedemaru. But yeah, I think now that we've opened that up, it's time we open this box. I am going to change the category real fast, though. I guess we... Is there a Vice? Do I show this in Vice or Goddess of Victory Nikkei? There's, like, nobody watching Vice, so we're going to put Goddess of Victory Nikkei. So we're hopping in, So we're gonna open this box, I guess. I don't know what Vice box ratios are in actuality. I don't even entirely know what's in this set, at least on the Korean side. I don't know if it's like the same as Japanese and English or like what. I've never opened Vice before, period. This is actually my first time ever opening Vice packs. But let's hope for something good, I guess. Also, I'm going to run a quick... Actually, you know what? Just so we don't have a commercial break during the pack opening, I'm going to run a commercial real flat, like a 3-minute commercial, and then we're going to go ahead and just open up. So I will be right back, and then we'll open this box up. So I will be right back, chat. Yeah, that is the end of the Pokemon segment, by the way, so... Alright, chat, we're back. There we go. Alright, let me... You know what, we're gonna pop in the next song. Yeah, let's go ahead and open up this box. I literally just left it here as soon as I went to use the restroom real fast and we're in the commercial break. And I guess there's a promo? Question mark? I did not... Why is this stuck? Like... That was a... This box is sturdier than an English box of cards. Hot damn. Sword. Forgive me, I have to do that because sometimes my music cuts out. Oh, we got Tia and Naga. Okay. Alright, chat, what side of the box do we open first? Left or right? I'll let you guys pick on this one. Left, right, left. Alright. For the record, I am just going to go down one side of the box, then we'll compare the sides. I have no idea what's in this set, what rarities are in Vice. This is the Dorothy event, I remember that. Delta. Summer Neon. Tia. Maxwell. Alice. Oh, okay, I think that's a rare? Does this say on this card? I actually don't know how to tell Vice rarities. Yes, okay, so this is a rare. Actually looks pretty good for her. I don't know how well my webcam's gonna... Oh no, it picks it up like that, yeah. I was working off her head a little bit. The rare actually looks pretty decent. I actually like how it's like not over the character, it's just like the background. I don't even think you're guaranteed rares in every pack from what I remember right, so the fact that we're starting off with a rare I think is pretty good. Because at least from what I remember hearing, Vice is very like unfavorable with pull rates, so pulling anything is pretty good. Volume. Or actually, I should just do it with this. Marciana, Sin, and 102. I only remember that because of the card. Miranda. Nero, Leona. Which is, oh, that's also, okay, maybe it is a rare per pack at least. Because Leona at Millie looks really cute. And then, oh, the Red Ash. For the record, by the way, and I will say this, Nikke, like, obviously I know the art style is going to turn a lot of people away, but I do stand by it where I think Nikke is actually some peak fiction. Unironically. Like, if you can get past the art style of the game, and that'd be like how quote-unquote Gooner bait it is, it's really good. I'm going to say it. Milk. Ethel, I think it's... Ethel or Ethel, I always forget her name, because she's bit number 1. Unfortunately, I will have to hard disagree with you. After actually doing the Prika event, I think Prika is my favorite of the group. Also, hello, friendo. Senti, that was her name. I got me curious of the game, but I wasn't sure about how great it was. Like, it's so weird, right? Where it's like, yes, like, I feel like it has, like, a lot of that, like, in the character design, but it's actually really good fiction. Dorothy, like, probably one of the most traumatic characters in the game. Sin, Polly, the Darnie. Okay, maybe it is at least just, like, a rare per pack. An Overzone. Yeah, I guess it is just like at least one rare per pack. We've hit 3 rares so far. Also, this fucking character. I don't even want to talk about this character. Do you want my Prika coaster? I have a spare one. I mean, I won't say no next time I see you. Because I actually do. I do admit, like, after doing the most recent event, I'm like, damn, I feel Prika on, like, this whole writer's block thing. I think Prika, probably out of the squad, is my favorite. Nihilister. Ooh, okay. Julia. Why did they make her so bad? It makes me so upset. I got my Pin Coaster, Laplace, Litter, Mihara, Folkvang, Rapunzel. Okay. So I guess it is just rare per pack, because we haven't missed a rare yet. Are we actually almost... Oh, we're almost halfway done with... Dang, I did not realize these boxes were so small. Okay. It's double I's and triple I's that are hard to hit? Okay. Yeah, I've never opened a Vice box before, so I don't know, like, what's, like, good or bad to hit. But yeah, so we got Anchor, Exia. Oh, I see something. Hold on. I think it's this. Yeah, okay. That is a foil. I did see that it glowed, so we're gonna save that for later. D, Crow, Snow White. Actually, probably my favorite story relevant character. I love Snow White. And then New Year, New Swords. That should be the Scarlet event. Okay, so we've pulled 2 out of the 3 members of Pioneer, at least. That's cool. I'm saving this because I know this is a hit, so I want to like just see the hit at the end. If I catch it as a hit, then okay, I couldn't tell. So Signal, Marciana. I just get Aiden Abe. Whoa! That. Wait, where's the rarity on? Well, we got a hit. Where's the rarity on this thing? I don't even see the rarity like on this. That's a climax rare. Oh, that looks really good actually. Okay, well we pulled a climax rare. Then Dorothy Skin, Nero, Helm, Aquamarine, or yeah, the Helm Summer outfit, and then the Modernia first effect. Aw, that's cute. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can show this a little better on the webcam. Like this, yeah, you can kind of see like it's textured. That's cool. I have no idea if it's expensive or not, but it's cool. But alright, we got a climax rare and then something else at the end here. Actually, no, chat, did we just... Let's just flip it. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we pulled Blanc! We pulled an SR. Okay, we pulled a climax rare and an SR. That's really cool. That's 2 hits on the left side, I guess. Exia, Isabel, Naga, Crow, Freema, Diesel, Scarlet. Okay. We got all 3 members of Pioneer. Let's go. Actually, not gonna... Like, I feel like the texturing even on this is a little better than I expected. Also, I forgot to remove the song, so we need a copyright notice on YouTube, but it's fine. It's just a warning. The main hits are SCR, SR, C extra in that order, IRC. Okay, so we got... I mean, we got it. We got 2 hits. I will happily take that. God, I hate this bitch. Signal, Coco, Eleg, Maiden. I always forget her name. This is not SCR, too many Vanguard varieties. Oh, okay. Chat, this character is the reason you actually should play Nikkei. If we want to talk about subverting expectations in media being good, play it for this character. And then we pulled the summer event. So we got how many packs left? We got 4 packs, including the one that we're on. Okay, I'm gonna move the box out of the way. But it's hard to remember like every rarity and every TCG, so I don't blame you. Also, because I know you missed it, from our pack, Albert, we pulled the Toga the Maru because they gave for the Phantasmal Flame pack. So I'm happy about that. You know, I can go with the hits. That was our first hit of the night. Uni, Quincy. That's cute. It's such a adorable. Oh, we got another SR. Okay. Don't remember her actual name. I just remember it's N102. It was like her default. So that's 2 SRs. Okay. And then Red Hood, and then Biscuit! Double Biscuit, dude! We got Double Biscuit, let's go! I love Biscuit! I'm hoping we're not out of hits. Maybe, like, I don't know, maybe one more question mark? You know, we're gonna... Biscuit is the finisher for that deck? Oh, okay. Drake. I got a hand Drake off to my boy. Soline, actually. Oh, we got a Rappy? Okay. Basically the main girl of the story for people who don't know DK at all. Alright, 2 packs left. We're almost done. Tove. I actually just got her doll finally in this game. Oh, wait. Oh, so they come in different? Okay. Is this like literally card for card the same card? Oh, it is. Okay. So it just comes in a different rarity, I guess, in the box. Blood, Haran. SR is the foil version of regular. Oh, okay, so it's a holo. Also, we got 2. Oh, wait, this is a double R? I just noticed that this is a double R. Okay. There's no foiling difference between the double R and the R. We might have hit more double Rs. So why is my... Gosh darn it. Okay. SEC is the sign. Okay. I think it's a triple. Is Biscuit a triple? Hold on. Is Biscuit? No, Biscuit's just an R. Yeah, it says Biscuit's just an R. Alright, last pack. So can I get a Noir to go with my Blanc? That'd be really cool. Ether, Milk, Naga, Quincy, Maiden, Tia, Summer. Alright. I should check my deck with the close. Switch for SR. Nope, okay. Oh, we pulled Summer Mary, and that was our final hit. I'll pull out the R's and I guess just anything else too. Just like anything that's like above common real fast. Or not the uncommons, I guess. That's double R, that's an R. So uncommons. So that's an R. That's an R. That's an R. Scarlet. Helm's an R. God, it's so weird to me that like that R's and double R's literally share the exact same foiling. Rapunzel. Dernia. Oh, Dorothy is a double R. Okay. Leona's an R. I think that's Ludmilla. Oh, and Tia's also a... Okay. So I guess to go over our hits then... I'm not gonna like, obviously go through each and every single individual one, but all of our R's... our 3 double R's were Blanc, Dorothy, and Tia. Which again, there's zero difference in the foiling. I'm not even kidding about that. Like I'm trying to see like, if there is any difference that I can identify in the foiling at all. And even like comparing them in person, I actually cannot tell. And then we have our 3 SRs and our Climax Rare. Honestly, I'll take it. Thank you again very much to mental hospital in Chad, because that's my friend who actually gifted me the boxes to open. Which again, we did open one on stream, one off stream, so. But I think with that for tonight, might actually do it. I don't really know what else to yap about at this point. So I don't really know if I don't really want to hop back into Champions Ladder after the box opening. Future stream plans? You know, we can talk about that, I guess, sure. So to quickly go over future stream plans, it's a little bit weird for a smidge longer for context. Next week, not this coming weekend, I'll be streaming as per normal this coming weekend, but the following weekend, the weekend of like the 11th to the 13th, or the 12th to the 14th, I will be out of town, because that will be Vanguard Team League, and then we'll probably do another recap on the Monday after that, so on the 15th we'll do a Vanguard recap stream. I also have to watch Betty, unfortunately, from the 9th to the 11th next week, so I kind of have like a little bit of limited time, so I'm only watching Betty, and then I'm leaving for Team League. But then after that, the schedule finally lightens up a good bit. So, we'll still do Champions. I think my goal... Actually, no, I don't have to swap back. My goal is to be trying to still get the Gator, like, final title on stream. So I think that'll be my next objective. Also, forgive me, I'm someone who has to be doing something with my hands. Just so it feels like I'm interacting. I don't like just sitting and talking, doing nothing. So the plan will be, I think, to stream some Champions still. I am working on a second team that I think is looking kind of cool. And I will eventually start playing with other teams, I promise. I don't want to play only this Gator team over and over and over again until you guys are like, oh, he's just playing with this team again. We will eventually just start goofing with other teams. I don't know. I want to do some other big games. It was the Florida man. Listen, just because I have my pet Gator doesn't mean I'm a Florida man, okay? I'm expecting Mega Arrow. Would you believe me? Like, I mean, I could. I thought about actually putting Mega Arrow on this next team I'm building. But, I kind of want to goof with a Cerule Edge style team. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I can swap over to Showdown real. I don't have EVs in this team for context. This is like this is like first draft, right? So like first draft, I don't even have moves or like spreads in this team yet, so take it with a grain of salt as I show you guys this team. As soon as I'm not stupid. There we go. This is the team I kind of want to goof with. This Sylveon spread I still haven't like really worked out the rest of this team yet. I saw people like talking about like Cerule Edge and Mega Lopunny as a duo, which I thought was interesting. And I was just like, hey, what if I just tried it, you know? Again, I'm... Grain of salt, I literally just put this in a team builder today. So, I am not like, oh, this is what I'm officially going to do. This team will probably change drastically the next time I actually, like, do anything with this. Also, just because I really want to use Gyarados, like the festive Gyarados that they gave us last month. Yeah, we'll probably like goof with some Aerodactyl as well, but outside Champions, what else do I want to do? Also, I probably should go back to this. There's like a few games I kind of want to play. Obviously, we're still probably going to be streaming Champions for a while, especially when MB comes out. I'm not going to NAICs. I won't have like tournaments to worry about. Maybe I'll do some online stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of just like I want to go back to some multiplayer stuff. We'll probably do some more Slay the Spire. Probably some more. I don't know if you like. Did you guys like it when I did more co-op, or did you like it more when I was on my own? Because I've done like one stream of each. Obviously, I'm probably gonna do both regardless, but it'd be nice to have like any form of feedback. We'll be doing the Glam contest in the near future too. So if you haven't done that, sign up. I will link that real fast in chat. Because we've only had one person sign up so far. So we need those sign-ups in order to run the event. What else? I don't know, I kind of want to do, like, an actual Pokemon game. I don't know if it's going to be the next big game or not, but I want to do a challenge run of Soul Silver. There is a video also coming out about Indy that's going to be a little bit more like in depth of the actual experience. Not as much of like a tournament style report, but just like a an overall day report as like someone who's like never been to an official Pokemon event. What else is there really coming up? I don't know. I'm kind of just looking for ideas. Like, there's games I want to play. I might just do TCG Card Shop Simulator stuff whenever I don't know what to entirely stream. I am thinking of picking up the new card. Hold on, what is that game called? It's on my wish list. Crash Out Crew. That's what it is. I want to play Crash Out Crew with friends. That looks really fun. I know people have been talking about game with your friends. Eventually, we're gonna do People of Note. I promise. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. It's just I don't know what's best to do, but I'm trying to figure out like a few things. Tears of the Kingdom is still kind of on hold until a certain other thing that's I want to do first comes up. Do you want to just try out 100? Oh yeah, 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I mean, I want to try it out. I forget if you had that on Switch or not. I do not own the game yet, no. But I'm also like, that game's long. Akaru, I know, I think got every ending on stream, which I'm like, Jesus, dude. I don't know. There's like stuff I want to do. Like, I also want to like. It's also like games that I want to play. I want to save for certain times of the year. Because, like, I still want to play Princess Peach Showtime, for example, but I feel like that's probably going to be better in, like, November, December, where people aren't going to be actively watching as much, because I feel like if I just, like, stream it during a time where it's like, oh, I know people will want to be watching content or have time to watch content, like, the views will just be down because it's really, I don't care. Like, that is one thing that's also really weird about content creation, where it's, like, you have to think about when you do stuff. Because, like, obviously, like, in months like December, it's like you don't want to put out nothing. But you have to realize that people aren't going to be not actively watching as much. So there is that. So I don't know. I'm trying to, like, plan out some stuff. Plus, there's a potential trip I make in October I'm seeing about making, but I can't even think about talking about that until after Vanguard Regionals in like 2 weeks, so it's kind of a toss-up exactly what's gonna happen. But I want to like, I'm gonna do some more Champions. I want to do some more Slay the Spire for sure. TCG Card Shop Sim. We're actually reaching a point where it's like there's not gonna be a whole lot of 14 left to really stream, because also my Static is sounding like they want to be done with the tier, despite the fact that we don't even have, like, some of us don't even have Weapons to Pity yet. I don't know. I want to do other card stuff, but it's like I don't really know like what card stuff to do, because again, like there's like projects I want to do, but until certain things are done, I just can't do them. Plus, this week I really want to focus on getting out the indie regional video, which again, the stream is kind of just like a different vibe of that same video, but it's gonna look nicer, be a little bit more in depth of it as an actual thing. Also, Lect finished looking at the script, and it's like, yeah, the script is a lot better compared to like what I started before the event. Yeah, there's stuff on the horizon. I just don't entirely know what order I want to tackle stuff in. And some of it's like also like stuff I want to do like co-op game-wise. But I will say, and I don't know when I'm also going to do this, there is a game I want to co-op stream with Heart and Lect that I think would be fun for you guys. To have all three of us just bantering with it. It's a single-player game, but there's a lot of room to voice act in it that I think would be fun. And this would technically, if it goes well as a test, would segue into a future project, is the best way I can... The projects are unrelated to each other for context, but if like the task project goes really well, this would be a segue into that. So I won't really say a lot more than that, but yeah, I have stuff I want to do, stuff I just need to know when I'm going to do it. It's also just kind of hard to estimate exactly how long games take, admittedly, but Oh, and I guess also in October, assuming Nick, aka Red Muffler Man, is not busy for once in his life, because I know that dude has a lot going on constantly. There is a fun project I think you guys are going to enjoy. I'm going to suffer for. Again, if we do this, it'll probably be October, November. Hopefully we start it in October. I would like to start in October if we actually do it. But it's going to be kind of just like miscellaneous streams until after the Vanguard Regionals, and after that we'll probably start like another quote-unquote big project. And just go from there. Yeah. I am going to probably call it for tonight. I think I see Chandler kind of walking around. I should probably clean up and such. But I think that's going to do it for me. Of course, Rosalina's storybook theme pops up. Alright, you know, we're going to end on this song, I guess. So with that, thank you guys very much for watching tonight's stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you didn't have it already, please hit the follow button. It really helps me out a lot more, you guys know. If you want to financially support me, the stream, all the goodies that happen on here, please consider subbing, gifting a sub, donating. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free sub a month. Use it on your favorite streamer. It doesn't have to be me, but please use it. If you want to hop in the Discord, check out all future streams and announcements. There you go. Then don't forget to follow me on socials. It all helps me out as a small-time content creator. And thank you everyone who was a blessing and a joy at the Indie Regionals. And just overall helped keep my mental attitude up, helped me see things through to the end when I was very discouraged from doing so. And I had fun. It was a great weekend. Again, there will be a video about it, hopefully either end of this week or early next week, kind of talking about it. And I'll be plugging that in the Discord as always, and on all my socials. That's it for me. Thank you all very much. I'll catch you guys later. Bye, friends.